Hello once again, everyone. Original Blood Ace back again. Been a little while, I know. I do have some videos planned. First of all, we're doing this little teeny tiny OBA educational video. Why? Because I feel like fucking sharing. That's why. I don't really need a reason. It's my fucking channel. Anyway, don't worry, this is not a four-parter. This is just a one little video. It's probably going to be maybe 5 minutes, if that. Uh, I just wanted to go over this because I thought it was fun to share. So, as I've said before in the other educational things, there's a course slash class thing I'm doing, and this was part of it the other day. Just a website, career cruising. You can look it up yourself, fill out the questions yourself, and it's not like a written in stone, like this is exactly what you have to do as your job, blah blah blah. It's just like based on what you answer, and there's a lot of questions. Like I answered for the main section in total, there's like 116 questions, and then there was like another 50 or so for a different section. But anyway, what it does is you answer the questions and it tells you in the end like what skills according to what you said that you have, you would be more fitted for a job like this, a baker, a toy maker, whatever it may be. So now going through this, when I was going through the questions, I already had a feeling for what would pop up or a general idea, especially a certain profession, a certain career choice. Now, maybe it was because maybe I did this when I was like in school. I can't remember. I probably did something similar to it. Um, but either way, so it tells you like from like it depends on how you answer or whatever. But for me, there was like a fucking list of 40, but we're going to focus on the top 10. And this is, remember, like, this is a top 10 list of things like, you'd probably, work out somehow, some way there, or whatever. Now, you might be noticing, like, there's a score here, like a C or whatever. Um, so, basically, an A is like, you are like Miyamoto. Like, you are the tip of the tier. The top tier guy, nobody can touch you. Everything you do in that is you are like the best in the fucking world. A B is like, you're pretty fucking good. Not as good, but you're pretty good. Like Retro Studios, for example, I would say would be the B. Even though I've said all their games are perfect, but just in a general consensus. And then a C is like your average developer. Like you're kind of a wild card. You could be really good, you could be really bad. You're just like you got the skills for it, but it's hard to say if you're actually going to be amazing. A D is like probably not for you, and then an E would just be like don't even fucking try this. You're going to fail. Now we're going to show you the top 10 here. And the funny thing, as I thought, was I don't have a single A or B. So there's nothing that I'm like, Miyamoto God tier level at, which I'm fine with. I don't care. I could probably go back and tweak a few answers and maybe it would change, but I answered honestly, I should say. So whatever. My results are what they are. And again, like I said before, if you guys want to do this type of thing, go for it. It might take you a bit of time, and again, it's not like, oh, this is a fun thing. It's more of an educational thing. And as I said, remember, this is not like you have to do this. It's just, it helps guide you into if you're a little like, um, what's the word? You're unsure. If like, say you're like, oh, I really like doing this, but I'm not really sure if I'd be good at it. You could do this type of thing just to kind of give yourself a little bit more confidence towards, like, oh, even this says I'd be good at it, something like that. Um, so yeah, I said no. I have no A's and I have no B's even. I have a lot of C's, which is the funny thing. So basically, I have a lot of like it's an unknown for you. You have the skills, you know. You could end up being good, not necessarily a Miyamoto God tier, but you could be bad. So first up, computer animator is my number one career apparently, and you're gonna notice real quick that my top 10 are very computer orientated or oriented, whatever the word is. Computer centered. So yeah, computer animator. Computer animators use computer technology to create moving graphics for movies, TV shows, video games, and other projects. Ding, da ding, 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 da ding, 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 da ding, ding, ding. Number one part of that is video games. Would you look at that? Honestly, I couldn't rig these questions. I couldn't, look up the answers to figure out what would give me this. I answered this test or, assessment 100% legit, and it spits out right off the bat computer animator, which is you know uh, It's funny how it's like moving graphics for movies and stuff, when I've always said I don't really care about the graphics. Number two is an artist, which this could be anything like painting, drawing, sculpting. This is probably because of the questions that I answered where it was like, do I like working with my hands? Like, do I like, whether it's just fidgeting, like if I'm thinking and I'll like twirl a pencil in my hand, whether it's when I was a kid I'd have Play-Doh, and I'd build little things with that, but who didn't? Or Bionicle, that was the shit. So forth, so on. So I could see why artists would be here. Plus my creativity. Everyone who knows me knows that my creativity is like unmatched among all my friends. Um, I mean, even look at like the Adventures of Ninja Dragon. So number three is an animator. So I draw a series of images, blah blah blah. You know what an animator is. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of like, not really my thing. But again, CCC. So let's look down here. Number four, graphics designer, and then number five is a website designer. So again, more computer stuff. Although website designer is a D, so I probably wouldn't really be the best at that, which, I accept that. I was able to make the Adventures of Ninja, or not the Adventures, the OBA forums. That was through WordPress, which really helps you out. If I was to build it from scratch, I mean, I could probably get a decent website up and running eventually, but it would not be my strong suit, and it would be better for me to bring on someone on board who could help with that. So number six, illustrator. So it could be for magazines or whatever. Can you imagine if there was an OBA magazine? That'd be fucking hilarious. Who even buys magazines anymore? Though that's the question. So number seven, multimedia developer. Again, more computer stuff. Create graphics, animation, and other elements of video games. And there's the video games again, websites. Although this one's a D, so it's probably like you're probably not that good. So that's probably what it's saying when I'm not very good, is because like I wouldn't be good in every single thing here, like animation, graphics, uh, websites. Like that's probably why, because like up here, the website thing was lowering me down, so that's probably why this got dragged down to a D. So number eight is a desktop publisher. I don't even know what that fucking means. But, I mean, it says here, desktop publishers use computer software to format text and graphics for electronic and printed materials. So, whatever. Just scratch that one off. Now, there's two left to go, number 9 and 10. Number 10 is irrelevant. Number 9 is the interesting one, is the one that I knew would be here because, it is my fate, like seriously, my belief, my fate to be this. So you already know where I'm going with this. Number 9, video game developer. And I'll just show you number 10. Is just computer network specialist. We'll just ignore that one. But video game developer, right there, in my top 10. In my top 9, in fact. Design, make, and test video games. Again, I wish it was a B, but, there could have just been one question there that I picked. For example, liked instead of, like, very liked, or something, which could have probably affected it and bumped it up. But, either way, um, it's just nice. Like I said before, it's extra vindication. Is that the proper word? Maybe, I don't know. It's extra confidence boosting that you put in your opinion type things, like what you would do in a situation. Do you agree with this? You would disagree with this? Blah blah blah, and it spits out your dream job, your dream career type thing. So it may be a C, which I think is a really fair thing because, like I've said, very little details about my indie studio are there, and that's for a reason. I've said to certain people who've tried to pry info from me before, we're lurking. You got to lurk in the shadows because you only get one chance as a studio to make your debut. Well, for anything to make a debut. So when the time is right, that's when there'll be the details. That's when something will be revealed. And I do have a date in my mind for something special, but I'm not going to say anything right now. Just know that it is later this year. Uh, but anyway, so for me, I was glad to see video game developer on the list as my number 9. Sure, would have been nice to see it as number 1. Yeah, it would have. But again, number 1 even includes video games. So after answering all these questions, I feel even more confident knowing, that, how do you explain it? Like I've said before, it's not about the money. It's the passion for video games. It flows through my veins. The creativity juices of my brain are always oozing out of my ears. Not literally, because that'd be fucking disgusting. But either way, um, it's good just to kind of to see this, just to kind of, I already said give you confidence. How was I going to say this? Just to verify that you are not going down a road that, uh, you know, other places are going to be like, well, you might like to do this, but you're just not cut out for it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna end the video on. Is what I meant to say. So this will do it for this other OBA educational video. Just wanted to show you guys, according to Career Cruise. You can just search that on Google and it'll be like the first thing, and then do the thing if you want. Um, so the top 10 things that apparently are for me, minus maybe the website designer and the multimedia. But I mean, see, like what I'm talking about, all these C's. There's fucking 8 C's out of 10 here. So basically, I got the potential, I got the skills for 8 of these 10 things, and you never know. You never know. But again, that's going to do it for this OBA educational video. And like I said before, don't expect there to be a lot of these types of videos. But, maybe every once in a while, one will pop up. You never know. So that's going to do it. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.